Okay, good morning. We seem to be having some network issues. I believe we're back online. I'm just going to jump straight to sharing my screen so we can jump right back into the meet. Yeah, so just to open up Telegram. Major zones. We've broken, retested, broken, validated, and we've had strong pushes down, strong pushes right down. Now, we haven't gotten all the way down to the bottom. If you look left, there's a major activity going on here. We also haven't gotten back up to the top for a retest. However, we're retesting some levels. Okay, so based on what we did yesterday, we identified what we know as a rhombus pattern based off of our good friend and brother Rodney. So we identified what we could consider to be a rhombus pattern right here, right? So rhombus pattern possibly right here, okay? And what this means for us is we should be having more upside moves, right? Based off of our charts, based off of a pattern we know to be called the rhombus pattern, right? Okay, so we could plane out, and then we have more upside moves to expect. Okay. More upside moves to expect. Then again, we can now zoom these trades for the short sees where the potentials are way up, flying all the way up to where. Okay, so I'm just going to know should be take profit 1, right? Based off of this pattern, right? Just based off of this pattern, nothing fancy. Just based off of this pattern, I'm trying to paint a picture of what the potential targets here could be. So obviously the black line up there, target. What else? The cross targets, the second black line, like you can see. So we pretty much have the two black lines. Well, yeah, we have those black lines above as the targets. Okay, so our analysis, not based off of the rhombus, is already in line with what some other strategy might be showing or telling us. Okay, so we already have all the black line in the middle. We have one black line here in broken move. We're going to start streamlining down into, let's just go all the way into the 15-minute chart. Let's see if we can identify an Asian range, and let's see if we can make some sense out of what's going on. All right, juicy meat. Based off of our Asian range and based off of our Euro type of trades, we're already in the money. I'm just going to put this right here. So we have this 9th box, highest point of yesterday, retracement during Asia, right down there to the bottom. If I'll zoom in, right? So based off of this one little early morning breakfasty type of snacks that we usually chop, right? So what just happened here was we had an Asian range. Come Euro, we had the spikes to the high, but then we've had that retrace on the rest of the wall, right? Take notes. Everyone else saw this as a breakout, double top breakout, right? The guys who were looking at the wicks, who had their lines all the way here, had a test, spike, and a confirmed breakout, right? And at some point, this candle was so high, even above this sensitive level here. And guess what? Everybody was buying, but all of us were selling, right? Just understanding that we had an Asian range, this would be a trap move. And what else? This will be a trap move, and we're going to have this move to the downside. So where are potential next points? Well, first point will be here. But based on what happens in the euro, very likely, maybe we might just have a small breeze back here, but very likely we're going to go all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, and where? All the way down and below this box. So for me, I'm just going to sketch real quick. Let me just do a quick sketch. So for me, entries were somewhere here. We're going to have this move down. We might have something like this, but then we're ultimately going all the way out of this box. We might retest it, but then we're going to go find some lows and find some double bottoms somewhere below, right? And then we'll be shooting right back up. So let me just go find some levels below. What levels do we have below? Well, as you can see, we have this level right down there, okay? So we have some juicy levels right down at the bottom. Juicy levels, we could see this going all the way down, right? See, we have plenty of room for this to go down, okay? We could also see this going shy of the lows. Switch back to pointer. Okay, so we could also have this going shy of the lows, right? So we could have it go all the way low. We could have it find yesterday's low point, which is the black line. We could also have it just hang somewhere in between yesterday's Asian range. So I like to say potentially we could have our turning point anywhere between here and here, right? Anywhere between here and there. So anywhere between here and there gives you your potential buy, all right? Gives you a potential buy, okay? So the red is both for for entry, potential entry here. If it dips, let me draw this. Okay, so I'd say if we have a steady move down, dips and comes back in, right? Find your buy somewhere early. You can wait for the second leg. You can wait for extra confirmations. Have your stop loss below this point, and then ride that baby all the way up. Okay, ride that baby all the way up. Okay. Next potential move here, which I doubt strongly, but potential could be that we have this kind of move. So we have it instead go all the way up, maybe give us a double top here, and then come crashing down. But I doubt this will happen. So this is not likely to happen. I actually think we're going to have the down movement. That's what I favor in the down move in money already. Okay. So I'm just going to go mark that out. Entries were all the way at the top, all the way at the top. SLs are all the way below. Target 1 will be right at the bottom. Target 2 will be somewhere at the first sign of resistance. Okay, so that's our Euro trade, all right? That's our Euro trade. Somewhere here. Okay, so this was our EU cell setup right here. Our EU cell setup is this. Okay, our EU cell setup was there, and then our so we'll take a screenshot for the group, and then okay. Okay, so all right, so I have my, all right, so making some names that go famous. All right, so let's publish this for the rest of the world. Again, GBP USD. Nice. I'll do two. Quick before I call this wrap. Chat patterns. All right. So USD, PUSD. All right. Okay, so let's publish that for the world. And we'll come back and the potential buys. Okay, so we're already milking the markets, making a decent killing already. All right, so, okay. Let's do one for the London, right? So one for the London. Just clean this out a bit. Okay. Okay, so let's do one for the London. Okay. Okay.
There's no point for anybody to lie for anybody.
Okay.
To someone honestly, or you're lying to somebody. You know you don't have. If something came up, don't miss something came up, you have to be different. Don't have me that you have exams to do that is before you do that is for you holiday. You have exam from you have exam to you see what?
Okay, so this should be pretty clear. This is our long setup, trend analysis, chart pattern, and just a little beyond technical. Okay. GBP, USD, on, and okay. I'm just going to why unavailable? Why am I not live streaming? Okay, let's go figure out some. I believe I'll go on to push up the video, and when I do, I'll put the link in the Telegram. And yeah. Okay, so does anybody have anything they want me to look at? Euro is playing out pretty decently, playing out according to what we're looking at. At this point, stops could be brought in. So I'll just go back into the chats, confirm that you can see the chats, or you can see my screen. Okay, cool. Okay. Confirm you can see my screen, right? Victory.
Yes.
All right. So basically what I've just done is two things, and I'll walk you through it. So when I begin to go over it in details with you, it makes some sort of sense. So 7 o'clock Euro session opened. That was the candle we had there. And if you look, that candle spiked all the way up and out of this box, this rectangle here, right? So it spiked all the way above this line, right? So remember, this gives you the impression that it's going up, it's breaking those levels, blah, 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 right? But then we now see that, just make it lighter, okay? But then we now see that it came rushing right back down. Now for us, this is a typical Euro setup. Asia was this. Remember where we saw these spikes yesterday, last night when we were together? So Asia was this. It couldn't break above. Everybody had closed. The New York had closed. People going to sleep for the pound US dollar, right? The Asian boys just had a lead point but couldn't push it above, right? It just slept. Now in the morning, they spike to the high, right? And leave it here for the Euro guys. Euro guys say, hey, we shouldn't have gone above here in the first place, right? And then they're crashing this all the way down. Meanwhile, they've triggered all those buy stops. They've triggered all the buy stops. Anybody who was selling here and had their stop loss above, they've tried to close you out of this trade, right? And now they are racing down for the bottom, right? So anybody who bought here has a stop loss somewhere under, right? So they're racing all the way back down. For us, this was our entry right at the top. So trade is already almost halfway through the first target, and SL should easily already be in profit, okay? So that was a Euro move right there. Now, what are we anticipating? Typically for the London, we expect a fake like this and a break to the lows, and then for the market to now decide exactly where it wants to go to. Let me just take you on the trip left. So if we look left, this is what could potentially be happening. Okay, I wasn't in yesterday, but then that's yesterday's box. If you look left, very similar thing about to happen. Broke out, came right back down, broke to the low, found previous resistance and used it as support and sent it flying all the way back to the top, right? So potentially the exact same thing can happen here. Push to the downside, push to the downside. Looking left, we have a number of potential points that support could be found. So it could be here. It could also be at the bottom of the previous day's range, or it could also be at the lowest point of the previous day, right? So we just have this nice fat box. Anywhere in there, decent W. So a decent double bounce gives you a trigger to option one. If you held this sell, exit the sell. And if this happens during London, which means somewhere between now and 12, then in the New York session, and you find this double point, then look to also buy, right? So we've called that the London or the New York buys, and I'm going to publish that out. So you've heard me say some things like support and resistance, finding support, resisting, rejecting, right? See the candles. So again, these candle formations are what hints what's to come, right? So candle formation here, hinting what's to come, and what's to come is some nice down movement. Okay, just lightening out those boxes. Okay, so again, based on the fact that we understand what's happening, there's this box. He appears to be breaking this box. Now we're seeing candles that lets us say it's actually faking out. See the long wick. This is a hammer. This candle formation here and the time of the day, start of Euro, hinted we're going all the way down, right? So you sold here. I was selling here because I knew exactly what was about to happen. We sold right here, almost no drawdown, straight into the money, straight in profit. Your stop loss is now at break even, and you're just watching this baby come all the way down to where our first point of resistance. Look left, previous points. We have a trend line mapped out on 4R, and we've also redefined, right? So we have that massive trend line, the black line going down. So you had to come there, dance a bit, is broken it, is retested it on a smaller time frame. You see that that's exactly what it has done. And now we're continuing this journey down. Why are we continuing this journey down? Because we know where this stuff is going to. We already know where it's headed, right? Down to the bottom, down enough to frustrate all the people whose buys were just open. Can you see on the smaller time frame? This went above and closed above. So everybody had reasons to be buying. Buy stops were triggered, right? Anybody who had sold had their stop losses there. So stop losses have been cleared out. And now we're coming down to frustrate everybody, frustrate all the buyers, and pay us the sellers, right? So that's the plot. That's the plot, and that's the game happening here. So I'm just going to go grab my headphone just in case you have any question for me. If you have any question for me, go into the Telegram. Let's keep it in the Telegram so I can also end the stream. All right, Victory. So keep it in the Telegram and we will dissect this. All right, so I'll end the stream for now and we'll continue this tomorrow. Okay.